Good morning, everybody, and it is the morning this time. Welcome to Flotsam. This game is awesome. Now, if you don't know what Flotsam is, and I actually have a little description right here, but Flotsam is a survival town builder in a flooded world. You recycle garbage and scrap to construct buildings and collect fish and drinkable water for your villagers. Flotsam is a really cool game. I've played like 20 minutes of it just to adjust my settings and let my computer get used to it, but we're going to jump straight in and I'm going to talk about it as we play. But Flotsam is an indie game made by the company Pajama Llama, which, if I remember correctly, is only 3 people. So let's have a look. Well, that's it then. Garbage floods wiped away our village. Perhaps we should stop sticking on these useless rocks and go explore. Do you know, all my people are going to be posh British, so who needs land? These endless blue waves that we all need. The flooded world is our oyster. Let's polish this plastic into beautiful pearls. If only we weren't out of fuel. Okay, so you can rename your town, as you can see. Let's have what we've got. Spill Upon Scrap, Bottleton, Binton, Junkburg, Scrap. Nah, I don't know what we're calling it. We're calling it Bubbleton. Welcome to Bubbleton, everybody. So, the game itself kind of works a little bit like Oxygen Not Included. So, here we have our town heart, it is called, or our main area. And as you can see right here, we have plastic, we've got some driftwood, all this stuff all over the place. And we actually have 3 people. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the game so I can show you the people we've got. So I can actually bring that up over here, by the way. So we have Sammy Flot.
Yo.
I thought that said jailbait for a second, but that's fish bait.
Hello.
Fish bait. Ooh,
Hey, hello.
even though it's shark bait. And we have Blue Sea Legs Vandership. You'll notice they're all pun names. However, you can rename them. So I'm actually going to rename this guy, and I've told people what I'm going to rename this guy, and they face-palmed. But this guy is called Kevin. Are you ready for this? Coast-ner. He's called Kevin Coast-ner. Get it? Kevin Costner from Waterworld? Yeah? No, right, okay, let's just get on with the show. But this game is a lot of fun, so we have to get some scrap. So we're going to set up a big one right there, because that gets us 37 metal. 37 wood. Ooh, we only have 3 people with us, and some plastic. Now, there is a bunch of stuff up here that you can see, so we've got camera controls, resources, buoy markers, landmarks, and buildings. I could read you, click on them and read you through, but that pauses the game, stops the music, takes all the fun out of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through it. So, down here on your bottom, you have your build menu right here, which allows you to build. Pretty simple. Here you have your ability to gather resources. So at the minute we don't have a boat or a fishing boat. You can actually build them right here. See? It's cool. I love this game. Like, I will, straight off the bat, I've watched other people's YouTube videos of this. I'm very lucky, by the way. This game does not come out until the 26th. However, Pajama Llama and all the other people playing the game on YouTube right now were sent the game to show it off. So thank you very much, Pajama Llama. If you are watching this, stick around, because I probably will offer out some suggestions of things, because I'm like that. But this game is awesome. So the art style kind of reminds me, if we just bring up our guys again, let's click on Kevin Coast-ner. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Borderlands. See what I mean? With, like, I think it's called cell shading, the cartoony art style. I love it. It's so cute and fun, and it's not in the best quality, and this is a plea for help. If anybody wants to buy me a new computer, go ahead, because mine's a decade old, so I can't play this game on the top graphics. I'm actually kind of surprised that I'm playing this game at all, but that's a testament to this game. It runs on a decade-old piece of equipment. So there we go. How about that? But we need to expand Bubbleton. So I've been thinking about this. I'm going to build. And here's my first suggestion, if anyone from Pajama Llama is watching. So you see how this circles around? Let's just use this half semicircle. It's what I call a soft lock. So it hard locks into place, but then it's kind of a soft lock all the way around. It would probably be better, because look, you can build, you know, like this and like this, and it's kind of cool. I do like it, but I don't know. I'm thinking it's probably better to just build it as a hard lock, so it snaps at an angular rotation, if you catch my drift. So it'd be like north, east, west, east, south, sorry. South. Yeah, you get it. So it follows like the compass thing of being... That's just how I'm used to it, so I'm going to have to learn on this. But this is really cool. So we do have to be careful, though. So if we pull up this right here, this is our inventory. And you can move these around. It's one thing I like about this. You can move them around. So you can see here, they were very gracious when we began this game. They gave us water and food. It's very nice of them, because we would die without it. Trust me. Just like all city sim games, well, city builder survival games, this game's going to kick my arse. So, first things first I'm going to get is a drying rack. And I'm going to stick the drying rack right there. What you do with the drying rack is you use it to dry things like food or wood. And as I shift very uncomfortably in my position, I'll explain why. So, if I open up my resources, and I'm going to keep this open, you can see we have wood here with a little bit of water droplet, and that says wet wood. I wonder what that could possibly mean. What it means is the wood is wet. Obviously, we've just pulled it out of this very beautiful ocean. And if I zoom out, I will just show you how beautiful this area is. Oh yes, by the way, this is the whale. There is two, as far as I can tell, there are two really awesome creatures in this game at the minute. There is this whale, which just kind of swims around and is also jolly. And you guys can name him in the comment section down below. Go ahead and choose a name for him. But they also have a seagull in this game, which I do believe is called Kevin Seagull, after Kevin Seagal. So if we ever bump into that seagull, I don't see him at the minute, but if we ever bump into him, damn right I'm going to edit on like Kevin Seagal's like eyes and his hair and his ponytail and everything, so he looks more like Kevin Seagal. Damn right I'm going to do that. So we're actually getting a little bit of a warning sign. The tiny inventory is full, so we need to build a storage device. Storage device. So what do I need this for? Because obviously you have to be on top of everything. And there is one thing I would suggest. Okay, so if we pull up this, it kind of runs like Oxygen Not Included, where you can set people to do specific things, or you can set everybody to do everything. Yeah, right. So do not adapt this at all. From what I found from like the 20 odd minutes that I played before this, as soon as I start messing around with this, people die. So do not touch it until you are extremely self-sufficient. When you can start producing water and food at a good rate to keep your people alive, then mess with it, because if you don't, people will die. That is a true fact. People will die. But right now, I'm just going to click None real quick, and we're going to set this to hold nothing but wood. So I'm going to turn off wood right there. So the town will now only hold food, plastic and water, and this little thing over here is going to hold the wood that this takes. So it sends wood in, and this is the cool thing, so it tells you what it becomes. Wet wood becomes dry wood. So we take wet wood, we put it through, it dries. And it's really cool. You can't really get that close, sadly. This is like as close as you can get. And there's the whale in the background. Oh, you beautiful bastard. I love you so much. But there we go. I loved it. It's really hard to find words to express how much I actually love this game. After just playing 20 minutes of it, it's awesome. So, by the way, the controls, just real quick. C will center you back on your town. You can move with the arrow keys, or you can move with WSD, and you turn with Q and E. I don't know if R does it. Oh, R also resets you back to your center. Oh, and F brings up your ability to salvage stuff. And of course, you can increase it with Z and X. Pretty straightforward. I love this game. I do. And you're gonna see like 3 episodes today. You're gonna see like 3 episodes. I shit you not, because I want to get this cemented on my channel as something that will be continuously played forever. However, there is 2 things that I haven't got across, which is the research center right here. And where is it? Here it is. This food truck. It looks so goddamn beautiful. It looks like something out of oh, what's the film now? Fifth Element. you know, the little Chinese floating yuk thing, or whatever it's called, the little boat that pulls up to his house. That's what that reminds me of. But I think I have to prioritize things real quick. So if I click on my salvaging, come on, you'll see that I have this ring, not the one on my cursor, but this really big ring right here. That's the distance that my people who live here can swim. So, you know, Kevin Coast-ner and everybody can only come out this far. To salvage other stuff over here, and there is fish as well. Where are the fish? The fish are actually really cute. Everything about this game is cute. It's awesome. I love it. But yeah, so you'll need to build a boat. And the two boats we have are a salvage boat and a fishing boat. Now, this over here, this island, sailboat on the rocks, when we salvage it, it gives us a sail for, yeah, so it's pretty obvious what it gives us, right? And that allows us to actually build this. Come on, there we go. This, which we use to drive our city. We can actually drive the city, which is where the map comes in. So we can actually move from place to place to place to place. By the way, as soon as you move to one, you can't move back. So when we eventually move to the next one, that's it. We can't come back to this place. And then when we go from here to here, we can't come back. So make sure you do everything when you move on. Trust me. Trust me. But our town storage is full, so we have to build a little bit more. Do you know what? Can I build there? No, I can't. Okay, we're gonna go out another 8. And then I'm gonna want to bring it down to another 8, and then I'm gonna bring it across to there. I found that building in squares really does help. And one of the guys who created this game, whose name I cannot remember, I do apologise, he builds in districts. I've been keeping my eye on this game, and there's been like Gamescom stuff where I don't think they're at Gamescom, but they might have been at IndieCon or something. I can't remember. But obviously they went to show off the game and get people's interests and all this kind of stuff. And he said he builds in districts, which is a very interesting idea because it is a city building game. Build in a district. So I was thinking, production district here, and all the way back this way. And then over here would be maybe my sleeping district? Not quite sure. I do know I need to keep building more storage. Come on, just a little bit closer. You've got to be really finicky with the mouse sometimes. See, so like, there's a gap right here where it auto-locks to this point, which is not too bad. But I'd love to have them that close together, but it's just how I built this thing. So don't worry about it. So do you know what? We're going to stick another... Oh, come on. We're going to stick you like that, and then we're going to get in another drying rack. A drying rack? A drying rack. I don't own a dry, let alone many dries that would necessitate an entire rack. What am I going to do with a drying rack? And that's my little homage to Wayne's World. Salut, Wayne's World. Oh, by the way, if anyone from Monster is watching and you want to sponsor the channel, please let me know, because I love Monster Energy Drink. It keeps me up at night. Quite literally. That shouldn't be a slogan. I've just realised that. Do you know what? Let's kick this into high gear as we get stuff going, because over here we still have 21 wood and 35. So we need to get this stuff produced so we can start sticking out. And as you can see right here, we have food and water. Water is the one thing I've not been able to sustain in this game. I've never been able to sustain a stable production of water. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard I try. Keep that in mind. The design is right. No, I'm not going to continue with that. So right here, I'm going to use it to store. I'm going to have to use it to store wood again. I'm going for a full wood kind of thing right now. I can build more fish stuff later, but right now, what I really need is to dry out as much wood as I possibly can, because I don't have. I'll show you it. I have to research it. Here. The solar still slowly generates a small amount of fresh water. It is very slow. It is exceptionally slow. I obviously need better skill of this game. But I can actually set up a workshop, which is what I'm going to need to do. So I want to set it up to a point where I can still continuously build down the side, down here, because I'm going to build in rectangles. So they're going out, they're catching junk. We have 34 food and 22 water. That should sustain me for the rest of the episode. But I really need to kick the production of fuel, which is dried wood, at a workshop. I really need to kick that into high gear. And I need to kick water production into high gear. To the point where, and I know I shouldn't do this, but fishing is going to be the least of my concern right now. I have wood close enough that if I need it, I can get it. And I have 26 plastic plus whatever plastic is left out here. So I should be fine for now. I just need to get my water production going. Because water goes faster than food. I've found this. And there is a little change I would suggest not having that. I would suggest that water doesn't go as fast, but food does. Because you can survive on very little water in real life. You can, have like a glass every couple of days and you'll be fine. Well, you won't be fine, but, you'll live. Whereas food keeps you going. If you don't have a lot of food, you start dying. So, production queues. Production queues right here. Something I should explain. I can make, right now, rope, which costs 2 dry wood. Or I can make firewood. Warning, flammable. Does this have a warning? No, it just says can be used to make strong ropes. Right, okay. So, I have this queue right here. I can click either just make 1 and all the way up to 7. Or I can set it to infinite create. At the minute, I'm just going to make 6... and a rope, because I do want to get a boat eventually, so I'm going to have that rope spare. And I think the first boat I will go for is a fishing boat. Because if I can fish enough food and keep me going, I should be able to stay alive. But what I need to do is put one of these down here, which is where I'm going to store my firewood, and then I'm going to put down my giant water bottle next to it. So this is my thinking, okay? We dry the wood goes here to be made into fuel, the wood gets stored here as fuel, and then the wood goes into the water distiller purifier right there. That's my thinking. I hope I'm right. I hope that's how I can make it work. So what I do need to do, I'm going to leave that right now for fuel. I'm going to leave that and let it just thing. I'm also going to need to start building a small house, which I love the design of the small house, by the way, because it's just a bed. Yep. As far as I do know, there is no change in weather. As far as I know, there is no change in weather. So at the minute, weather is just kind of nice and hunky-dory and perfect, and we never have any trouble with it. But maybe that'll change. Who knows? There's a whole heap of stuff to this game that we don't know about, because it's, as it says right up here, it's early access, and it's actually gone up. There's actually been an there's been an update since I last played it. It was early access 0.1.3 before. It's now 0.1.4. So I'm impressed they managed to get that going. This is almost done, and I think what I'm going to do. I don't want to be that person, and I'm going to set this to infinite. So whenever firewood is made, firewood will be placed in, and this is literally just going to be nothing but firewood. So that rope should be removed at some point. But have we tidied up this buoy? No, there is still 2 wood and 2 plastic. Okay. That's awesome. By the way, I do love this distiller. It's hilarious. It's like a giant water bottle. I love it. I know what I know what they've patched out. Don't worry about it. I know what they've patched out. And it's nothing bad. It's actually something good. So, the boat right now, as you can see, we can make a mooring point, or as I call it, a parking point, because that P, which is the universal sign for parking, I do believe, that's actually there. That's the really cool thing about this game. So, I'm going to put my boat right here. We're going to get a boat going. And that's going to be... In fact, do I have fish around here? Oh, crud. I might not have fish. I don't have fish. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's a netty no-no. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Why did I just turn into the Chuckle Brothers? Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Crud. I don't have any fish, so I'm going to have to go with this salvage boat. Because remember, I can't come back to this spot, so I think... do you know what? No. We're gonna set out construction on this area over here. I need to concentrate on building right now. If I don't, people gonna die. People gonna die. So I need to focus on my production right now. Let's get some more firewood going because we're out of fuel. Let's get that going right now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and about 2-3 minutes has passed, and I realised I'd made a mistake. So I was keeping an eye on my resources in both the top and the window, and I'd noticed that I should have turned this back on for the wetwood at the main tower. I hadn't, and I should have. So I have now. And that is going to allow us to collect the rest of this wood, get this thing going almost continuously, which will be a godsend, because I'm actually managing to finally stay on top of the production of water. I'm not doing it with food though, because there's no fish around, so what I need to actually do is we need to make a salvage boat, which is probably going to be the last thing of the episode, and then we'll kick it off in the next episode with something else. So we need to get a salvaging boat going, and I love the design of the salvaging boat. You will see in a sec when they decide to build it. But there we go, that mooring point is hilarious. Look at the little parking sign. It's absolutely hilarious. I love it. And I think I've just noticed as well, when this mixed water, it bottles water in this little thing down here. I'd never noticed that before. See, some of the stuff that you notice when you just sit back, you watch, and you pay attention for a bit. It's beautiful. And funnily enough, normally when I'm sat here playing games like this, and I'd let them run for a little bit, just to, you know, so I don't have to micromanage my production and stuff, I never sit here and just not think. I always sit here and I'm just like, what can I do this way? What can I do that way? What can I do this way? We are going to need to get some beds in, so let's get some beds in. And we can only build one because we don't have enough plastic, which is the reason I'm building a salvaging boat, because... Where is it? That one doesn't count. There's plastic there, there's plastic there. There's wood there, but that doesn't count. But we can also come and salvage this island for this sail, so we can actually set sail eventually. Now, with 22 food, I don't want to stick around for too long, and here's the little salvaging boat being made. Salvaging boat! Now, it's kind of an interesting boat. It's like a canoe with an outrigger. And it's called the Major Guppy, but we're renaming it in honour of a boat that was never, ever named this. We're calling it Boaty McBoat. Now you can't put face, so you only get 3 extra, so it's called Boaty McBoat, in honour of Boaty McBoatface, the boat that was never born. The boat, there we go, the boat that was never existed, sadly enough. But with this, we can start going out and getting more plastic, because we're kind of getting full on wood. So I'm going to set a buoy. Let's get rid of Boaty McBoat. I'm going to set a ship buoy, which is this one, to the closest plastic source, which is this. Nope, I pressed the wrong button. I want to extend it. Nope, extend to get that. And we only have one boat, so we're only going to send one boat out. But I think, ladies and gentlemen, that is where we're going to end today's episode. A good, decent chunk of time. Now, don't forget, more of these will actually be happening today, so I can, you know, show you more of the game than just what's got on, because city building games are very slow in some parts and fast in others. So you will be getting more episodes, and stick around for them. I hope you've enjoyed the video, because I love this game and we'll be playing it more. Don't worry, my Fallout content will continue, which is going to kick me in the teeth. But if you have a name for any of the 2 other crew that we have, apart from Kevin Coast-ner, so if you want to rename Fishbait or Sea Legs, please let me know. Look at the names.
Hey, hello.
Yo.
Hey, hello.
Yo.
Is that a dude?
Hey.
Hey.
Ah.
Hey.
Hey. Kevin Coast-ner. Yes, so if you want to name them, those 2, let me know in the comment section down below. If you want to rename the whale, let me know in the comment section down below. I would run a poll, but I don't know how to run a poll. So there you go. Thanks for coming along, ladies and gentlemen. You know the drill. Like, share, and subscribe. And until the next time, stay awesome.